Hey guys, it's been 1 month since I started this challenge and this channel, and I would like to share with you my biggest mistakes that I've made during this time. I already blew up one account in literally 3 days, gotten myself into the situations that I shouldn't have, and honestly speaking, I've performed worse than I expected. But every mistake is a lesson, right? So the least pleasant part that I wanted to talk about is my first attempt to pass this challenge, which finished in literally 3 days. Yeah, that's not what you expect creating a channel where your plan is to share your trading results with broader audience. Like, of course, my expectations were completely opposite. I thought that maybe some higher power will help me by moving the markets in my direction, because now I've become kinda main character in this channel and I should magically go from rags to riches just like that. Like, you know, a cameraman who never dies, but in this case, Artem who never loses. But unfortunately, it was not the case. I lost my first challenge in literally 2 trades, or rather 2 trading ideas, without any single profitable trade. Like, the one on GBP/USD was initially profitable and I could potentially finish the challenge if it would go up a little bit more, but the reports that came out that day, unemployment rate and non-farm employment change, just broke my plans. Okay, so when editing this video, I realized that I mixed up the situations. In the GBP/USD case, I've lost due to a simple price action, and the reports came out when I held the following trade, due to which I lost the challenge. And in the following part, I'm actually talking about this trade. I was way too overconfident holding this position that I didn't really pay attention to the potential impact that those reports may have on the price, and I paid for it by losing the challenge. I already had this feeling like, damn, this challenge is so easy, why haven't I taken it before?
What an idiot!
And then reports are released and here I am, punished for being such a smartass. Additionally, as I already mentioned in the video where I was breaking down this trade, I was much more focused on my oil position on my private account, because there was some crazy volatility due to escalation of tensions on the Middle East, and I was trying to squeeze as much as I could from that oil trade, and I did, but eventually it cost me a challenge. But at least that trade made me much more money than I paid for the challenge, so it's not that bad. So yeah, the main lessons that I've learned from blowing up the first account are: first, always be aware of the news coming out. Always check the economic calendar before you start trading. And if you see the 3-star report approaching, you better close off your positions or at least move a stop loss to protect your hard-earned money. And yeah, I know that it's obvious, but sometimes we just forget about it and pay for it dearly. And the second lesson, coming back to the first trade, we're often told that it's a good idea to add to your winners. And I still believe so. But in that situation, it was clearly not a good idea. I started adding too early without any legit confirmation that we are going to move further up. It was just wishful thinking, not a part of my plan. And therefore, I've taken a bigger loss than I should have. Now, the second mistake is related to the lack of structure in my trading approach. I was talking about it in my previous video, but I think it's so important, it's so crucial that I should repeat it again. Imagine going to the gym, randomly starting with a bench press, then doing a few squats, jumping on a treadmill mid-workout, and finishing off by hitting punch bag. It might bring some results, but you want to maximize the positive effects of your trading, right? To achieve that, you need structure. You can start by scheduling separate days for upper body, back, lower body. You will also want to make sure that you are eating well, getting enough sleep, perhaps adding some pre-workout supplements, learning the correct technique, etc. Each of these elements is a piece of the bigger picture. Some may be smaller, some more essential, but together they all contribute to the main goal, improving your body. The same with trading. You gotta know that what you're doing is the part of your plan, which hopefully provides you with an edge, not just some random entries when your gut tells you that it might bounce back now. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that this is something that I was talking about in my first video, that I prefer an intuitive trading, but now I can admit that I was wrong, and I don't say that it doesn't work at all. I know people who use this approach and make a lot of money using their intuition. I just say that it doesn't work for me. And that's what I actually love about trading. Trying to find something that is gonna work for you. Because we're all different. Like for me personally, I know that sometimes I may lack discipline and sometimes I might get too emotional. And I understand that bringing structure to my trading will help me to eliminate those problems. In the next video, I will tell more about the approach that I started using to actually bring the structure and how it helped me to become a bit more consistent. Now, it might sound strange, but the third thing that I consider a mistake is actually documenting this challenge. Like before I started, and I mentioned it in the first video, I thought that it should help me because, people would be able to see what I'm doing, which in theory should stop me from making impulsive decisions. It would make me to want to be the best version of myself and so on. But the thing is that it actually puts additional pressure on me. It's like I don't want to let down the people who believed in me. There are many of you guys in the comments. Thank you for that. Much appreciated, really. Also, people who wanted to help me. Again, shout out to Steve. And of course, it sucks to fail on what you're doing, especially if you're doing it publicly. It might hurt your ego. Like, what if the girl that I liked in high school would see me losing money instead of buying a new Lambo? That's not cool at all. Also, it doesn't really help that I should post all of my trades to my Telegram group, because it's like the main idea of this challenge, sharing everything I'm doing with you guys. But even though, on the one hand, it makes me reflect twice on what I'm doing, which is good, but sometimes it disturbs me in a way that I start thinking, what would people think about this particular trade, which might make no sense for them? And especially if this trade turns negative. And to be honest, such situations, at least for now, impact me psychologically in a negative way. And of course, I don't want to make it an excuse of why I'm not there where I would like to be. But since I started sharing my thoughts about all of this, I thought that it would be worth mentioning. So, just to briefly sum it up, always check for upcoming reports, especially high impact ones, before you start trading. If I'd paid attention to the economic calendar, I might have passed the challenge the first time. A structured trading plan is essential for consistent results. Just like a solid workout routine, a strategy keeps you focused and maximizes your trading gains. Sharing everything publicly is tougher than I thought. It's motivating, but at the same time it adds pressure. But I'm still in this, I'm learning every day, and I really appreciate all of you for keeping me accountable. Let me know in the comments what are the main things that stop you from being profitable. Let's share this and try to learn from each other's mistakes. And if you are finding these takeaways somehow helpful, please hit the like button, as it really helps the algorithm to show this video to right people. And if you're interested in how this challenge is gonna continue for me, subscribe to this channel and join my Telegram group down in the description below. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.